Hi, my name is Michael Nunneley. I write Omen, Gallowsman, Dragon Girl, Albino Warrior, Dark Oracles, and I've done Seder for Revelation Comics. I wanted to do a series called Omen Comics Origin, where I talk about the characters within the Omen verse. I want to talk about my inspiration and my thought process into creating the characters, and I wanted to do something specifically for YouTube. So I hope you guys enjoy this. In this first one, I figure we would do the titular character with Omen. That one has a little bit of a backstory on it. I was hired by some company that doesn't even exist anymore. It wasn't even really a company. It was just kind of some guy being a poser. But um, anyway, this guy hired me to create this universe of characters, and that actually worked out pretty well because I've been building this universe of comic characters for years. I've been developing stories for them and filling out the characters. So I was all on board with that, and the guy had suggested that I would be paid out of the Kickstarter or whatever that they were going to do. Just for the record, right here and now, if someone offers you that deal, don't take it. You could end up doing a lot of work for free. Um, but so I did. I wrote this guy. I wrote this guy this character, but some things were there were some problems with that. You see, basically the guy had the idea for a character called Omen, which I found out later was the name was probably taken from somebody else anyway. But it wasn't just the name that apparently came from somewhere else. What this guy wanted to do was basically, I mean, do Spawn with a different name. I mean, some of the scenes and story ideas he had. I mean, I was actually reading through the Spawn Origins comics at the time, and I mean, he was taking stuff straight out of the comic book. I mean, this was just 100% plagiarism, and I was just there's no way I was going to have a part of that. Um, but you know that was the kind of framework I had to work with, and well, I decided I had to if I was going to do something along those lines, it had to be like almost a 180 as far as what I was going to do with it. For instance, some of the only things I kept from the Spawn story was that. Uh, Frank Wade would have a military background, and that his time in the military had scarred him, had marred him to such an extent, like his soul is what I'm talking about, that he was damned to go to hell, and you know, I wanted to keep that element. But I put a twist on it in that at the when he does die, when Frank Wade does die, he of course get he gives up his life and to save the lives of his the men and women in his unit, and well, because of that is called the greatest sacrifice, and because of that, he's able to earn the shot at redemption by wearing the Omen armor, which is a completely different take on the whole thing. It's like I felt like I was able to take a premise and build something unique out of it. Now, in Omen number one. You see that he dies right away, and like you automatically get that. Okay, so this is like a Spawn kind of thing. But you know, right after those first couple of pages, you see that I totally take it in a new direction. You know, with this isn't about hell and trying to find a leader for hell's army or any of that kind of stuff. This is I made this about the war between heaven and hell, which was not taken from Spawn. People have been talking about a war between heaven and hell for, you know, a couple thousand years. Um, but I did keep that aspect from the Spawn story, if you want to call it that. Um, But this, I focused on heaven in this particular case. So I developed a black ops unit for heaven. These guys are going to be doing the things like, I guess I was inspired by Section 31 in Star Trek, how Star Trek has all these ideals and ethics and morals and all that kind of thing. And but the truth is, there are some things that need to be done that maybe aren't so ethical, and maybe are in the gray areas, or might even just appear wrong on the flat surface, like with Section 31. And I figured heaven would need a special unit to deal with those kinds of things, and that's when I came up with Shakur. And Shakur is actually just a phonetic spelling of the Hebrew word for black. Um, not too original if you think about it that way, I guess. I mean, I'm naming a Black Ops Black, but I like how Shakur sounds. I thought that turned out pretty well. Anyway, that's basically what I came up with as far as the Omen character goes. That's the whole journey of getting in there. I mean, of course, he's grown a lot as a character in the comics that I've written. I've already written 4 comics, even though 2 have only been published, and I really think that by the end of that 4 comic arc, you're going to see a lot of growth in the character. There's definitely going to be a huge difference as far as Spawn and Omen go. That's just that's not they're not even the same kind of thing anymore. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this first episode in this series, and until next time, we'll see you then.